Hi there, and welcome. We're here today with Adam Krulevich.
Yep.
Good man he is. I've just been talking to him, and he's very, very interesting.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from,
Sure
how long
thing.
you've been here, what's going on?
Yep. So I'm originally from outside of Philadelphia, and I came down here in 2014 to go to school at Belmont University, and I went through the audio engineering program there from 2014 to 2018, and end of my senior year, got my job here, and been here ever since. So it was good to have a job right out of college, and so I'm here for about 2 years, and teaching people how to make television.
That's fantastic. I love that. And you love being in Nashville?
Oh yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yep, it's a lot better than being outside of Philadelphia. I originally came down here because I thought like the weather was going to be a little bit nicer. It's like less snow, but yeah, definitely wanted to be in the South.
Yeah, it's great. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
When we were talking earlier, you said you had a studio that you work in with a good friend and some set up at your house. What kind of music do you love to do the most? Just all kinds, or do you have a favorite?
My favorite is definitely like rock music. That's my niche. That's probably what I know best. I've really kind of studied like 80s hair metal and that kind of stuff. I just love big loud guitars and stuff that makes you want to rock out. Like I like that kind of emotion, but this town has lots of singer-songwriter country kind of stuff, so I like delving into that and getting those people's messages out.
Sure. If you were going to go back to early rock and roll, who were some of your very favorites from even maybe like the 50s, 60s? Do you have some heroes from that far back?
Yeah, I mean, the Rolling Stones have been around forever, and they're probably one of my top kind of favorite bands, but like there's also like 10 Years After, some Jimi Hendrix, Cream, really anything that is rock and roll, I could tolerate and appreciate.
That's fantastic. Well, one more question. If you woke up tomorrow as an animal, what animal would you choose to be and why? That was a real quick segue I had there.
No problem. I'd probably go coyote.
Coyote.
Yeah, I think coyotes are pretty cool. They're always chasing road runners and all that kind of stuff. But I always like, I don't know, seeing a coyote because you think they're a dog, but then you look a little closer and it's like, oh, that's a little bit more dangerous.
Looks can be deceiving. Well, this has been very enlightening. Thank you so much, Adam, and I hope we meet again.
All right, sounds good.
Hello, and welcome to our show. My guest here is Tim, and we're going to find out a little bit more about him today, see what he has to say. How are you doing today, Tim?
I'm doing great. How are you,
I'm
Michael?
doing pretty well. Thank you. Thank you.
Good.
I was wondering, which conspiracy theory is so unbelievable that you think it might be true?
Oh, man. I think I don't want to make anybody mad or anything, but I guess the JFK conspiracy, like I think I think there's a lot to that, and the theories with that are just kind of make you think, and I think there was something else at play there, for sure.
Yeah, I can understand where there's some questions left unanswered there and everything like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. What do you have an unofficial holiday or a national holiday that is your favorite?
I mean, I don't mean to sound vain, but I do like my birthday. I do like I usually try to take off work for it and just kind of have a day of like relaxation and
it's good to make it something special.
Yeah, I don't turn up really anymore for it, like go crazy, but I do like to kind of enjoy that day still. So I guess that would be my unofficial holiday. Well,
that's good. You should make it special, for sure and everything. What's the strangest video you've ever seen on the internet?
Oh my gosh, you don't even. I'm gonna keep this like G-rated or PG-rated, but there was a video called Bunny Girl. That was an old video on YouTube, and it's this girl, and she's doing this really weird dance in the middle of a room, and she's so creepy looking, and she like slowly gets closer and closer to the camera, and the video just like cuts out, but it is the most like weirdest, strange video I've ever seen. So
sounds like something out of a horror movie in a way.
Yeah, it is. I don't recommend watching it.
Does your mom have a catchphrase?
Thank you, Jesus, for this bed is one that comes to mind. Every time she would just lay down or something, she'd be like, "Thank you, Jesus, for this bed." And it was just like,
well, that's
one. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I can see where that could be one. Do you have a good idea for a reality TV show?
Man, I'd say Getting Lost on a Desert Island, but you know they've got Survivor for that, so that would be. I'm a big fan of Lost, so that would be my first go-to, I guess, like some sort of survival show, but they've got like so many of those. So you'd have to get back to me on that one.
Yeah. There's there are many good TV shows in that vein right now, so I can see where you might want to have to.
For sure.
Down. So, all right. Well, looks like we're running out of time for today. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Nashville State NECAT Studios. I'm interviewing Adam here today. Adam, we were just talking about breads.
Yep.
And quick breads and slow breads.
Yep.
And we found out that we do know the Muffin Man.
Yes.
But we were talking about even more the slow breads,
yes,
as opposed to muffins and things like that.
Yeah.
And you were telling me about the beer bread that you make.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little more about it?
Yeah, sure thing. So I normally like doing it with like a can of Yingling. That's my personal favorite beer. The recipe does call like you can use like some IPAs or something that has like more flavor, but I just like the simplistic of it, and the Yingling kind of gives it more of like a wheat taste to it as well. So it's kind of mimicking a wheat bread, and yeah, you just pour that in with your can has to be room temperature. Works better than cold. Room temperature with some self-rising flour, with some salt, pepper, maybe some oregano if you're trying to go a little more Italian. Throw it in your little baking pan. Throw it in the oven. I think it's like 350 for maybe 40 minutes, and take it out, and you got yourself a good beer bread.
That sounds fabulous.
Yeah.
I haven't really had much experience with that kind of bread.
Okay.
Mixing with like a cheese herb bread sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Is really good. I wonder if the beer, when we add it in like that, I wonder if that makes it rise a little more. Do you think?
I think it probably does, just because of the carbonation and the yeast that's already in it.
Yeah, it's true. It's already got yeast in it.
Probably like helping it, you know, blow up and rise.
I wonder if you could use other stuff. I wonder.
Yeah.
I don't guess Pepsi would work the same.
Maybe. I don't.
Anything carbonated.
I don't know what a Pepsi
I've heard
bread
of
would
club soda being added to breads before to make them rise.
Okay. I mean, if club soda can do it, I think Mountain Dew could do it too.
Mountain Dew. We're going to make Mountain Dew bread coming up soon. Well, one thing that we like to do with bread is to toast it after it's done. You were explaining how you like to make a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yep. So I like that with, you know, just a day-old bread. Throw some cheese, butter in the pan. Let it just encrust and let the cheese melt, and you're gonna have yourself a nice, tasty lunch.
That sounds wonderful, Adam.
Good afternoon. We're here talking with Adam, who's been helping tell me all about this wonderful studio and how things work here. So, how long have you been working at this studio?
So, getting close to the 2-year mark now.
Very good.
Yep.
And where did you originally come from?
Originally came from, like, work-wise, or like where I grew up.
You know, in what city were you born and raised?
So the city is called Gilbertsville, and it's probably about like an hour and a half outside of Philadelphia, and it's mainly that area is pretty rural, lots of some cornfields and like milk cows and all that kind of stuff.
I have a quick question for you.
Sure thing.
Now, if you could be in any movie of your choice, what movie would it be, and what character would you play?
I think I would want to be in Die Hard, since it is Christmas time,
Yes.
and that's my favorite Christmas movie. I feel like I could be an accomplice to Bruce Willis in helping him defeat the bad people in Nakatomi Tower. But also, I think it would be pretty fun to be like a henchman, try my hand at.
Yeah, I think it's always fun to play the bad character.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
a lot of times you find actors who are just the most wonderful people with just great attitudes, everything else, but they always love playing the bad guy.
Yeah.
So, if you were a vegetable, what vegetable would you be?
Maybe corn.
Why corn?
Just
Maybe corn on the cob? Or
corn on the cob because you get stuck in people's teeth. You either the kernel or some silk left over. Something that just is memorable, and you get to keep on being with that. Yeah.
Well, I think I've asked enough of these silly questions, but I want to thank you very much for being
no
here.
problem. Thanks for having me.
And I'm glad that we had a chance to see what goes on in this studio and try to learn a little bit about how it's done.
Yep.
Well, folks, I think that's getting close to about how much we have to do, and thank you all very much.